Welcome everybody, here's your strategy wolf and welcome back to Victoria 3. Welcome back in 1876 and welcome back with our Mexican Republic under Benito Juárez. And yeah, we are in, again, tough situations after we actually managed to bring through the total separation to weaken our church that was holding us back a bit. We are now working on pushing through public schools, which are actually, the no schools were coming through when we actually abolished the religious schools. Now we're trying to push through the no schools to finally bring back the reduced influence of the church on our politics and so forth. However, things are like critical, and it's not because of our little uprising or war, if you want, so where we forgot to actually give the command to occupy the area. Can we actually demobilize them right now? Yeah, this will be over in no time. We're rather worried about the situation here with our church and rural folk, who both are quite radicalized right now, and it's slowly this revolution is going up. But at the same time, we are hoping that through events and so forth, or maybe public schools is done before the revolution breaks out, or we can prevent it with some events and what so forth. What else as other mechanisms we have in our backhand. Checking them right now, I don't see that many, to be honest. We could we already have the concessions to landowners, so the rural folk is already concessed, but yeah, strongly opposed by a couple other factors. Yeah, in the end we have gotta see what's going on and have a look how we're gonna deal with this. Worst case, I have to stop it. However, I would love to push it through, of course. Apart from this, just want to sort here the trade routes a little bit. Yeah, these are minimal. I'm gonna have a look later on these things. Just remember, I was very busy recently, so again, it's 10 days since I recorded last time I saw with some terror. I hope I can push out some more, especially over the Easter days and so forth. Since we're playing with 1.5.13 and the Seiner Majestäts Kleider multiplayer mod, link and so forth for the mod is further in the video description. In case you missed this, because sometimes questions come up where I wonder if maybe this might be a reason. And yeah, sure, we're not doing 1.6, so yeah, it's out already, but actually I didn't even try, because vanilla, I'm just keeping playing with this mod and I never really deviate. So my plan is, and also Max's plan, so the modder, because our multiplayer, we are also finishing with 1.5.13 a current multiplayer match, and probably when Spheres of Influence releases, so by the end of May, I think, or early summer, the mod is going to be ported to 1.7 or Spheres of Influence, and I hope that to be done with this Let's Play by this time, so I can present you an entirely new Let's Play with the most recent mod update. So much for the disclaimer, and let's just go in and slowly get in and see where the future takes us, what needs to be done, and where we go. Especially, of course, with respect to the revolution or our process over here. And of course, with a little bit of, the rural folk, at best case, they would just drop out of being relevant over here, but I doubt it's going to happen so quickly. In the end, on the long term, we want them, but just not right now. Just support, the anarchists, they just dislike everything, right? They dislike no schools, probably that's their thing. Well, the Feminine Order of Nicaragua. Event for the revolutionary movement, okay. A group of women affiliated with the Catholic Church in Nicaragua have founded an organization with the purpose of arranging medical and material support for anti-government revolutionaries, okay. The hateful tyrant Juárez has no authority in our temples and no place beside our God, that the weird woman understand. What a Karen. We do not recognize the laws of man, for they are as fallible as the man who create them. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I'm all to support the women, but I feel like this time Benito Juárez is such an outstandingly good character that I highly doubt it. Liberal trailblazer. Wait, there are conservative women in Nicaragua down here. Maybe they have different opinions. What are they? Yeah, they also don't have a lot of Zapotec, or they are basically just Central American. Interesting. Anyhow, how are we gonna do to them? We cannot afford to make martyrs of women, or crack down on women's religious organizations. Ooh. Yes, yeah, definitely we're gonna slow down that in Nicaragua. It's definitely not so important for us if you see at the GDP map. Well, of course they're also not unimportant, but nah. Why are we building here an artillery foundry? can delete this right away. I think this is nonsense. Guess this was still on the plan from the II. Let's have a quick look if there's anything similar to this going on over here in our annexed areas. Over here, can we make the peace already? Yeah. I'm actually not sure if war has somehow influence on the radicality of people or something like this. So if the war state would actually influence this. But oh, what I see now, maybe the radicalism has gone down a bit since the support. Now we had minus 0.6% suddenly after 8%. I'm not one always, if you know the exact mechanics, I mean, maybe this, I guess the supporting pops must have been reduced or something, and I never checked the entire details. Maybe it was a radical very high. You can check in the last episode at the end. Basically, you haven't gone too far in. But we just had plus 8%, and now we had, it's kind of stalled, which is great. Yep. So what's happening here with the so yeah, like this can stay, and I feel like, oh, now it's going even down. Maybe the Catholic Church is slowly getting less radical, and this is reflected here, but I doubt it. I thought always the barrier was simply by the way, I feel like it's a little bit, I'm turning up the music. Yeah, I haven't adjusted since the last multiplayer. Sorry, guys. Might be weird, but I will see in the final production. I will adjust soon again for the next productions. Yeah, what I was saying, I don't know exactly how these percentages are being made up, to be honest. What influences it in detail? And I always thought above 10% everything counts as radical, no matter what. I don't know. National self-defense. With violent sentiment rising amongst the Mexican Catholic Church, several Maya communities have begun to form in armed militias to keep their population safe. The soul of the ancient Maya heroes wandering in the world of chaos has finally found its place. Is this wandering in the world of chaos? Ancient Maya heroes? I don't know if this is a default event or refers to Mayas actually. 5 years, minus 10% authority. It's like minus 10. I mean, we have 2,700. Minus 10% is it should be fine actually. With good landowners, minus 3. That's fine. Catholic Church, yeah, that's expected. Petit bourgeois a bit, yeah. Yeah, the movement gets a little bit more radical. The Maya are out of line and must be disciplined. I think since we are Zapotec in the end, let's have a quick look on our populations actually. And since how many Maya do you have? 1 million. It's even more than Zapotec. Wow. Do they anywhere in the majority actually? And not population. Cultures overview. Here the Nahua in Zacatecas, okay. Tarascan, okay. In Yucatan, and down here in Guatemala, the Maya are still. No, I think they shouldn't be disciplined. Yeah, in this case, now I'm going this way. I really hope this political movement radicalism is not pushing up the revolution once again. Maybe a bit. At the same time, we get state penalties from turmoil. We shall see. Did it? Yes, okay, plus 5%. But in roleplay dimension, since we have a not Mexican but native or indigenous leader, I think we wouldn't enact things that would rather push or like disturb the relations or like suppress the natives. So therefore, no. And I think if we can somehow, of course, like multiculturalism would be the last and the final thing to be done by Juárez. Donation of knowledge. Jerónimo Escuinca has offered to spend some of their personal wealth to fund the creation of university in Rio Grande, though this will likely give the industrialists more influence. The Jerónimo Escuinca University will be a proud bastion of learning in these times of rapid progress where knowledge truly is power. You know, this is absolutely wonderful, and I don't mind giving the industrialists a little bit more influence in Rio Grande. Do we have one here, or is it? No, it seems to be the first one, but the second one is in planning, but actually, if a second one is planning, we can save ourselves the construction, in my opinion. Yep. Because we just wanted to have one per state, I guess. How far is our construction queue, by the way? Yeah, here we go. Here's our university program. I just saw this Nevada construction. Why? Ah, because we took it back. In this case, I think I'm gonna use the progress and just finish this quickly. Interesting. And oh, dynamite unlocked. Very, very nice. I mean, are we using already the... No, we're not. Ooh, not even for the gold mines. Yeah, we do. Definitely, let's get it out for the gold mines. I guess we definitely gonna need more explosives. Yeah. Problem is that currently we don't have any explosives in the market. Over time, we definitely also need to build up maybe industry for that. Let's have a quick look actually where we have in the end, of course, also in Mexico City. Let's just get an explosives factory also out over time. But for the moment, we can happily import, and as you see, the mining already went up from the pure usage of dynamite. Saves us also workforce and will help us in finding new resources all over the map. And here we go. The revolution has ended. Is it always the case if you just pass it, then the movement to stop it is over? Because, I mean, they should start it again, no? But let's see, yeah. Greatly increases the attraction of the rural folk. Yeah, this will be a problem over time. Or, I mean, let's see. Traction of the trade unions is going down, okay. School centers for government administration. I think we should have a look at this actually, since before I forget about this. Here, let's go for public school centers. It costs us quite a bit, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for that one. Yeah, we wanna school our people, sure, and we have to afford this. And amazing, yeah, public schools. So I really hope this will help us out a lot. And the next step now, I think I'm interested to see the next election also, how strong the church will come out, since okay, the last time the religious schools were already abolished. They're still here in charity hospitals, and I think we're gonna leave that for a while. The next step here would be definitely the step to multiculturalism. And I just wonder, is it not immediately the moment to do it? Since the others, landowners, petit bourgeois, yeah, we will lose a bit, but they will stay happily above the level while the others go up. And the Catholic Church is already radicalized as hell. And Benito Juárez is turning... Is it already on? He's 70, you know? And he's been fighting for his people, I assume, and he's came way later to power and way less bloodier than historically speaking. Guys, I'm gonna go for full force multiculturalism, and once again, it is also one of our main strengths, since in this mod, only Latin Americans and over some super hard ways, I think like Spain, Portugal and France can get it. But in the end, you need here... what are the requirements? Slave bannery, closed borders. Maybe it's just the law. Maybe the rule can also be changed. I don't know. I thought there was some modifier that would grant us this. A Latin something. Yeah, in the end, Max ended this to give the South Americans or the Central Americans a little bit of a buff also, to be able to compete in migration terms with the states also, for example. Yeah, I find it actually quite nice. Also, it's quite boring that it's kind of the meta, in my opinion, for the vanilla for any kind of country, go multicultural over time, since you can basically have all of people accepted and this goes happily. Here, of course, you will also lose here, radicals from standard of living is going up, so it's the people get more radical more easily, which I find also very nice. However, we definitely want it, since we want to use this advantage and also bring more population in here into Mexico. One more thing about it, what I was thinking, yeah, exactly. When you play the US, it's a little bit sad that you can't enact multiculturalism, since there's basically, because in this game migration does only work with rights, I feel like, or will rarely happen if they don't have any rights. So, for example, the historic Chinese or Japanese migration, especially to the Western America, really can't take place like this. But maybe with our still controlled California, maybe we have a chance to bring some Chinese over there once we pass this. And rest going down here. Oh, the landowners were actually amazingly happy, but we also have some concessions going on as far as I remember. I don't know if Max already fixed this. I reported this, by the way, the thing, because with the US also I was in multiplayer, I was on consumption-based taxation, and his work with the give some concessions out. Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, I know, too many concessions. I think he wanted to replace it by more authority costs or something in the next version, but since by now it's basically hits just the dividend or the tax income on the manufacturers, and since ours there is no real because we basically have consumption tax, we can fire this out whenever we want, and I feel the consequences are not there. For this reason, I'm trying to avoid it, okay? I only in dire situations, because when I rather want the game going on, then... But I will try to avoid these, even though in general I find it a very great feature that he implemented, but like this with the consumption base, this seems to be an exploit that I don't want to use. Over here, can we... El Salvador... 34%. Do we have any infamy? I don't want to go in a play by chance when I'd rather wait, actually, to be honest, since sometimes there's like 100%, and I feel like it's going to be 100% again. Okay, they pass slowly. They're really not happy about multiculturalism, but actually I'm happy how good they're taking it that far. And they liked public schools endorsement was great for the petit bourgeois, yeah. Well, this is really interesting, is how this gonna turn out in the end. Actually, can we... Does it allow us to... Oh yeah, it does. Since now we have... yeah, since it was abolished, we have tons of steps here for the institution free, and I definitely want to push it up. Education access is important on the long term. And also, I think assimilation is going to be important. I mean, not important since we can handle everyone once we pass multiculturalism, but it would be nice just to see how people turn to a new unified Mexican culture, if you want, so where everybody can be happy together. As I mentioned, I want this, in the end we're aiming towards a, yeah, not a technocratic industrial juggernaut, rather than we're looking for a hippie-ish, good life, liberties and freedom, good life here in Mexico, where everybody's welcome and everybody's happy together, you know. Creating some kind of utopia, and also not too militarized. That's also when people, yeah, I'm not really aiming on reconquering Texas or something, you know. Even though the states are highly underperforming, since okay, now the GDP is raising a bit, which is interesting. Also, the population is going up. So yeah, but I mean, the sheer amount of battalions, we could increase our battalions. Of course, there's room for that. And I will also a bit for protection, but once again, it's not the main target to fight them. Just wondering, there's no migration over here into the US right now, no waves at least, but they start a little bit later also. So I think Max also in the mod, it's not as easy as in vanilla, for example, where basically mod slows a lot of things a little bit down. But where are people? Oh, everybody's coming. That's actually not that great. I don't want too many people from or inner migration here. But I assume they found nice spots. To be honest, I always said I'm not gonna build too much in California, but maybe I'm doing at least a little bit of the vineyard here. I mean, we're keeping it for quite a while now. Yeah, I just complained that people are moving there now and doing the exact opposite of what I praised by creating jobs. Yeah, maybe some population is, I mean, it's still at 400,000. That's not the world. It's okay. I still want the majority of people to stay down here. Let's have a look, by the way. Also, we need to be, yeah, okay, Caput Mundi here, we need probably 50, we need 50 urban centers in Mexico, yep, and to be a great power. So at least latest when we want to become a great power again, I need to build ships or, army. But before, we've got a rousing speech. Rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Benito Juárez, leader of the Intelligentsia, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of multiculturalism. Making an appearance before the public in Mexico City main square, Benito Juárez's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across Mexico, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly, or performances like this reflect well on Benito Juárez and his cause. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm kind of just from superficial research, I kind of admire this guy already. I mean, he's loved anyways, but come on, this 5% don't make a difference, and we're happy to have huge admiration for him going on. Quite crazy, 35% here of intelligentsia. Yeah, while the church is still hating around and trying to preserve this, but come on, the Maya people are even Catholics. Why do you want to include them as well as everyone else? Look, nobody here is, where was Zacatecas, where Nahua in the majority? All of them are Catholic. How can you hate them? And I see we're making really good profit right now. Maybe it's even time to get some other things fired up. So I think try to switch some more to iron frame. Not steel yet, that's too much right now by now. Yucatan, there's so much wood now. Guerrero, oh. Zacatecas. Let's not be too greedy maybe. Before things get too expensive again. But actually iron seems to be okay. I think at least as long as we can afford it, actually, let's go for fully iron frame, actually. There's not so much left. Yeah, whatever. The time of wood constructions is over. Steel is we're not gonna go for, but let's see where this goes. Are we going to 150 construction capacity? That would be nice and would probably lead to a huge jump also in our yeah, productivity soon in BIP. Let's hope so at least. Industrial barriers. Factories in Mexico have been reported to be placing Nahua people into roles with incredibly poor work conditions, owing to their status as second-class citizens in Mexico. I know, us businessmen have a reputation for only caring about the bottom line. That may be true for some, but the way I see it, any adventure must be built on a strong foundation of values. The Nahua don't understand those values. How could they? Those are our values. Yeah, no. There's one Mexican folk, and I think, yeah, we'd want to get rid of the... Even though he is radical, best case, on the long term, we get rid of the petit bourgeois therefore racist reactions, yeah, but minus 15% attraction, and we don't, yeah, we're definitely going to... This unequal treatment cannot stand. Exclamation mark. Oh, by the way, yeah, our concessions have run out. But as you see, also these tax incomes promised, it's basically no problem for us at all, since we are still running on the we are still living on the consumption tax. And by the way, when talking about it, and we are running a deficitary also in terms of authority, I'm almost thinking about the tax cut. Question is which one? Wine. Oh, tobacco is really good tax. Let's see. Let's wait a bit until. Is everything at full strength already? No, they're stacking up, but okay. Here we go. There's another revolucionito going on. Okay, I'm gonna fight for it once again, since I just said I think I could easily give the concessions out, basically pacify the landowners again, and having no problems in the end. We shall see, but yeah, we're gonna try to just push it through, and let's see. Because yeah, as I mentioned, I don't want to abuse this thing too often over here, so therefore I try in a different way. Are they actually? They must be way over -20, right? Anyways, let's start here. To outside observers, the trade unions may appear firmly committed to the idea of multiculturalism, but behind this facade of unity, discord has long festered. Now a clique of dissenters have finally had enough and have officially broken with their fellow members over the issue of reform. For how long have we stood together? How many times have we lent a willing hand your way? Yet our own concerns are left unanswered and our desire left unmet. If we shall not be heard here, we shall be so elsewhere. Splitters, may the devil may take them. No. Offer them custodianship over a new draft. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. That's good. Enactment time, sure, especially in... Oh. Very high support, but we're gonna get a couple of events and it's just 9%. So offer them custodianship over a new draft. I think this should be fine. And let's flank this, actually what I said, with a little bit of a tax cut on... The wine should be actually enough. But let's do luxury clothes. I mean, this just helps the rich, but to be honest, landowners or Catholic Church might consume also, especially the ones that consume luxury clothes. So therefore, I hope, I mean, this drastically will not affect us right now, but it might make a couple of them happier. Also, of course, increases their spending power. And by the way, I think I'm gonna also blank everything. We do have, what? Secret police, yeah. He didn't want it like that, our Benito, but things are tough, so let's push this up and let's see. I mean, later I hope I can replace it with the guaranteed freedom rights. That would be fantastic, since it also gives extra migration attraction, and it of course fits better the requirements of the... Oh, now we reached already the gold mines in Nevada, nice. Oh, we can build 12 over here in the meantime. Maybe I'm gonna over long term max it out, yeah. I feel like this is more than I could build in with the US in here. Maybe I guess it's always built based a little